Namaste, everyone. Am I audible, Kaya? Yeah, thank you.
Yes, you're audible. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Ji.
Yeah, namaste, everyone. So we have participants joining. This is a follow-up meeting of the Students Induction Program, eSIP, which we have been conducting from November 2020 onwards after the AICTE induction program to the students of 2020 admissions across the country. Every Wednesday, we have this meeting from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. so that students who attended the SIP program or a students workshop in the evenings, or otherwise those who even did not attend any of the workshops can participate in these meetings. The primary aim of the meeting is to initiate self-exploration through discussions and verification of a few proposals in every meeting. Active participation of the students is there in the previous meetings also. Today also, we expect active and interactive participation from the students as well as faculty members. So many faculty members also join in the Wednesday meetings. It's a good sign that some of the students have joined now. Now, if there are some regular students who are joining in every meeting, I can see them. Like Ansel is there, Ansel Nasser is there. Then we have Sushma Kumariji is there. Then there are many others, but sometimes if I read the names, I may not be able to recognize whether he or she is a student or not. That's fine. So many others are there. Now, as you see in the screen, this is what we have been discussing in the previous Wednesday's meeting. Just one screen has been, or one view file has been taken just to have a recap of what we have been discussing in the previous day's meeting, so that we can have a sharing of what we have been doing in the previous 1 week. Rather, what is our exploration in the previous 1 week or even before that. So we have been discussing about the concerns of the students and many of the faculty members also in the previous day's meeting. Essentially, the Students Induction Program is to initiate and facilitate self-exploration in the students and among the faculty members, so that the concerns of the students and faculty members can be resolved by themselves. It is not a solution providing platform, rather it is a platform in which self-exploration is invoked and facilitated. So we have been discussing about the concerns like what you see in screen, what you see in this red letters on the left of the screen, which many of the students come across, like coming out of stress, managing pressure of academics, time management, time loss due to illness, entertainment, domination of one gender by another, pressure of placement, overcoming negative thinking, attending classes, peer pressure, temptations, anger, depression, etc. I have been discussing today also with some of my students with regard to their concerns. So one of such discussions was happening among in between a few students and me yesterday as well as today with regard to some of the anxieties in them. It is not a fear of examination, but some anxieties with regard to whether the seniors are behaving nicely to them. Some of the juniors fear that if the seniors are behaving nicely to them. Some seniors also feel that if the juniors are behaving with respect to them, so they are concerned about each and every word a junior is talking to them. So now the campuses are live with students and faculty members as if it is before the COVID, but still not fully, I would say. We have masks on and we are cautious about our health even now. So I have a student who has been under so much of stress during this COVID time. And I have been discussing with the student in detail with regard to what the student has been facing in due course of time, trying to help the student to come out of the stress through self-exploration slowly now, because when the student is available in the college for the previous 1 year or so, it is easy to discuss with the student and help the student to come out of the problems. Yeah, so this is what we are expected to do. Rather, we have to find our own solutions. So generally, what we try is we try to address these concerns in piecemeal. We have a stress management program. We have programs for overcoming pressure of academics. Then another session for time management alone. Likewise, time loss due to some other. So we have sessions, separate sessions for these things. For placement training, we have another session. There also we have some management sessions. So this is what we call as piecemeal solution. For each and every problem, we have a separate solution. We make effort for the personality development, stress management, memory enhancement, anger management, and so on. Last Wednesday, we have discussed about this already. And this question was asked: are these concerns independent issues or are they interlinked? So many of us opine that these concerns are interlinked in the previous Wednesday's meeting. Are there many issues or is there a basic root issue? Many of the co-explorers opine that there is a root issue, and that is lack of right understanding. So all of us want to resolve our concerns. The basic issue is lack of right understanding. All of us have been working to have this right understanding. So when we do not understand a reality, we are not able to live with fulfillment with that reality. So if you do not understand human being, we are not able to live with fulfillment within. So the first thing is to understand who we are. We want to explore the outcome of understanding the reality human being. Will we be able to live with fulfillment within? Will our concerns at the individual level get resolved? So we started to understand the human being and then find out if our concerns can be resolved. So we stopped in the previous day's meeting with this open question. Yeah, Vaishali is typing, also not able to see relationships within family. Right, very true, very true. So Didi, we will first of all try to understand the human being, and then we will come to the family and the relationships between human beings. So this very basic question has been put before everyone in yesterday's, last Wednesday's meeting. And all of us were exploring with regard to this. Who makes decisions? Who made the decision to sit before the computer or sit before the mobile to attend this particular meeting? Self. Who enjoys food, music, movies, etc.? Who feels high, elated, low, depressed, etc.? Self. Nice. Yeah. So most of you are typing self in the chat box. Sushma Kumari ji is typing mood in the chat box. Yeah. Ashida Didi, Vaishali Didi, everybody is typing self in the chat box. Nice. Sushma Kumari ji, you are typing mood. Can you little bit explain about that? You mean mood of whom? Do you mean that mood is a feeling or something else? Or emotion? If you can raise your hand, the mic can be given to you. Okay. So all of us, all students and faculty members who are assembled here, can you see that the body is there? You can see with your eyes the body. You can see your hands. Yeah. You can see your legs. You can feel that you are inhaling, exhaling. You can feel hungry. You'll be feeling thirsty. You will feel to move to the switch. If the fan is switched off, would like to switch it on. So these things, these are some of the activities which the body is doing. You can identify that the body is there. Now, even without eyes, if your eyes are closed, can you see that the body is there? Can you observe your hands? Amrish ji is typing yes. Ansel ji is typing yes. Can you observe your feet? Yes, we feel that the body is there. So Sushma Kumar ji is typing yes, feel. Yes. Srinivasulu ji is typing yes. Nice, very nice. So we can feel the body, we can observe the body. Vaishali ji is typing yes, thank you. Even if we close the eyes. You can even feel that the lungs are expanding and contracting. The body organs are working. You can feel it. But usually we do not observe it. But if you decide that you are going to observe that the lungs the expansion and contraction of the lungs, you can do that. So you can observe your body. Now the question is, who is observing? Is the body observing the body? Ansel is typing self. Vaishali is typing self. Sudhir is typing our consciousness mind. Amaresh is typing self. Very nice. Yeah, so all of us can observe that there is something. Yeah, Kuruva Srinivasu is typing our mind. Okay. There is something other than the body. Right. That is what you are observing. We are observing. The one who is taking decisions, the one who enjoys food. Well, food is required for the body for its nourishment. But the enjoyment part, the taste part is going to something else, not to the body. Enjoyment of music, movies. When we feel high, that is felt by, the feeling goes to something else than the body. When we feel elated, when we feel low and depressed, the feeling is there, not in the body, but in something else. And we refer to that something else as the self. As many of you have rightly pointed out, self. So now we can observe that the human being is a coexistence of self and body. And that is where human beings are different, body-wise, organs-wise, the function of the body-wise. Human beings are similar. The body itself, your body by itself is in harmony. We will come to that in detail. But with regard to our thoughts, say decisions are based on thoughts. Ashutosh Ji is typing, I make decision, I enjoy food, music, movies, and I feel high, elated, low, depressed. Very nice. Thank you, Priya. So this I means self. So this, the one who takes decision, we can call that as the self. Very nice. And this, when we say this taking decision, so if the same situation is given to two of you or some of you, you may take different decisions. Suppose a menu is given to you, a food menu is given to you and asked to choose the food of your choice. If it is given to, let's say, 10 of you, you may choose 10 different items. Because the food habits are different and you have different choices. So the decision taken at the same given situation, at a given situation, will be different from person to person. That is because of several things. The self has a sanskar, has certain preconditionings, has certain tastes, sensations. Based on the current environment, the self takes a decision with regard to the choice of food. Let us take a South Indian and North Indian. They have two different choices because of their sanskar and taste. So because of this difference in sanskars, tastes, or say preconditionings, other things with regard to the self, the human beings are different. We will come to that in detail in due course of time. So there is something other than the body in coexistence with the human being, and we refer to that as self. Many of us may call it by some other names, But whatever you call that, whatever name you call that, let us refer to that as self. And that is the decision maker, the seer, the doer, the enjoyer, as Ashutosh Paya is typing nicely, rightly. So any explorations or any questions with regard to this proposal? The human being is a coexistence of self and body. Well, with this two questions we have stopped in the previous meeting also. Do you have any sharing with from your side to place before? Sai Chandraji is typing, everyone enjoys music and food, movies. Yes, true. But you can also see that enjoyment level is different. The music which I like may not be of your taste, possibly. And the food which I like may not be of your taste. The movies which I choose to see or enjoy may not be of the other person's choice. It differs, but everyone has this potential to enjoy music, food, movies, etc. But the enjoyment level may be different. But this power is there. This potential is there in everyone. Very nice. How do we know that the self is there? Now we are going to examine this. What are the needs of the self and the body in a human being? We require food for nourishment. We require shelter, right? We require equipment or instruments for rightly utilizing the body. So all these things, let's say food, shelter, or equipment, when we say food, shelter, clothes, yeah, nice. They are physical facilities or materials. Does our body require anything other than these physical facilities? Air, right? Is air a physical facility or not? Water, very nice. Sadhanha Bhaiya, would you like to unmute and speak? You can raise your hand. You're typing in chat box nicely. So these things, when we say food, air, water, are they physical facilities or something else? Say air, water, etc. What do you think? Physical facilities. Sudhiji is typing. Nice. So body essentially requires physical facilities, and the need is temporary. That is the proposal here. Can we eat food continuously, even if the food is of our taste? Say my best choice. If it is a sweetie kind of a food, can I eat it for ever? No. Right. Nice. So there is a, yeah, Anisli is typing no. Saldhanha Ji is typing no. Nice. There is a limit to which we can consume food. Yeah. Air is required continuously. That's what Vaishali Ji is typing. You can observe. Can you hold your breath for some time? Even now, you can try this. Can you hold your breath for some time? A few seconds? Yes. We are inhaling and exhaling. Yes. Yes. So if you can hold your breath for some time, can we say that we require air continuously? We inhale and then exhale. This is also happening without our notice. Yeah. even air, say, if you will take the intake of the body, air is an intake, right? Water is an intake. Solid food is also an intake. Which one we intake the maximum? Is it air, water, or solid food? What do you say? Air. Air. Nice. Very good. So that is what is there in abundance in the atmosphere, and that is, if you quantify these three quantities, we can see that air is maximum in the atmosphere, so we intake air the maximum. Well, in intake, all the sensations also come. Whatever we intake, like whatever we see, this is also an intake. Whatever we listen, when we listen to this particular meeting, this is also an intake. Whatever we touch is also part of our intake. So from all the sensory organs, whatever sensations we get are also part of intake. But everything is temporary or continuous? What do you say? Even the sensations, are they temporary or continuous? Temporary. Temporary, yeah. So as far as the body is concerned, it is a material. It requires physical facility, and in time it is temporary. And we can quantify it, right? As we discussed just now, you can also quantify how much volume of air you inhale every day and how much volume of air you exhale every day. So how much is the intake in terms of air, water, sunlight is also an intake. Solid food, even the sights which you see, you can quantify them. The voices which you listen, you can quantify them also. For how long you are listening, for how long you are seeing, you can quantify them. So all these intakes are in limited quantity. Can you see this? In quantity, the need of the body is quantitative, limited. Yeah. Yes. Nice. So this is something which you can observe very easily, right? But when it comes to the self, the seer, the doer, the enjoyer, the decision maker, is physical facility, food is required for the self? What do you say? Is this kind of, say, intakes, air, water, etc., are required for the self? No. So this is typing no, and this is typing no. Nice. Then what is required for the self? What is a need of the self? Nice. As you see on screen, is happiness a need of the self? Yeah. Respect, is it a need of the self? Yeah. In continuity, that is what Ansel is typing. Very good. Happiness in continuity, that is what Ansel is. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. And if it is happiness and feelings like respect, trust, care, cadence, etc., yeah, happiness is most important. Srinivas Ruji, nice, thank you. Can we quantify this? Can we quantify, say, today I require 3 kilograms of happiness, and tomorrow I require 2.5 kilograms, and day after tomorrow I require, say, 5 kilograms of happiness? Can we quantify it that way? No. Or 3 liters of respect. So, or say, when we say sight for 3 hours or for 2 hours, I'm going to have happiness, and the rest of the others, I don't need happiness. We cannot measure our happiness, Sudhiji. Nice. Thank you, Sudhiji. And as Sensil is typing, yeah. Salthana, yeah, it is either present or absent. Yeah. But what do we want? Do we want it to be continuous, or do we want it to be absent sometime? Yeah. Continuous. Thank you. So the need of the self is qualitative, and it is feeling. Right. So this is how we can recognize or identify that self is there. Need-wise, the body needs physical facilities, for example, food, in intermittent quantities, whereas the self requires happiness in continuity, and we cannot quantify it. That is only qualitative. Happiness is countless. Anusha ji is typing, happiness is countless. Nice. Thank you. Any one of you have any exploration till now? Any questions? Any sharing? Any takeaway? I have been speaking for some time, so if you can place your observations, that's very nice. For nearly half an hour, I have been speaking, so now we can place your observations before we proceed further. Many of you would have seen this in the workshops also, in the SIP, in the faculty workshops also. The faculty members would have seen that, but if you can place something more than what we have discussed, it will be very nice for everyone to cherish, enjoy, and we can add that to our self-exploration. Yeah. We have a hand raised. Yeah. Okay. Amresh ji can speak. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunil, just to give some breather, I just add up.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's basically when I was doing my foundation introductory UHV. So the moment when UHV expressed that we are a coexistence of body and self, and both the requirements are different, and we need to work for differently for these two. So the moment I got into this, I was really excited, and I thought, okay, the life is so simple that I was totally got mixed up. I was not really organized. So the moment I got into this, this was a great understanding in myself, and I started working on that. So that is what I could express, and that is what the observation I wanted to put at this level, so that the exploration for the rest of the people also better, especially the students who are listening.
Yeah. Yes. Nice, Paya. Thank you so much for the sharing. Thank you.
Yeah.
I also felt the same thing when I listened to this for the first time.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very good. And still, you have raised your hand. I could see your hand raised earlier. Yeah. Would like to speak? Please go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Just a thing to share, sir. Like, life is neither a bed of roses and nor a bed of thorns, sir, but a combination of both good and the bad. So if we can if we should enjoy the sweet fruits of success only when we learn to accept the bitter fruits of suffering and sacrifice, sir. And the suffering and sacrifice, we can rightly move from our life by implementing the right understanding and the right feeling of relationship along with the right physical facility. This would be my takeaway, sir, from the sections which I have attended.
Very good, very good. Nice sharing, Ansel. So we will discuss about what you discussed just now, that is suffering and other parts of it, maybe a little bit later when we discuss about the feelings. Thank you for the sharing.
Thank you, sir.
Salthana ji?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening ji.
Yes, I'm Adelaide Saldana from St. Agnes College.
Sorry. Yeah, I misspelled it. Sorry for that. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, sir. These days, I have noticed that in our daily dealings, when I met, when I visited a patient in the hospital, And when I spoke to my former student who has lost her mother just a month ago, they felt consoled. And one more person also, when I spoke, they said it was very nice talking to you and very nice listening to you. So I felt, no, I was talking to them in terms of body, self. And when I was referring to them, how they can feel within themselves that the body is suffering. And for the ones who have lost ones who has lost a mother, it is just the body that is being put to rest. And the person, that self we can still be, is alive and very much can be with us in the sense we have not lost completely. And when we said all that, they felt that happiness. So it was when. So what I wanted to share is when I speak from my happiness, when I am in happiness or in relationship to the ones whom I am speaking to, then the other one automatically feels related, automatically feels happy. So it is as if the needs of the selves for both of us are mutually fulfilled. Even though I have not shared any of the physical facility, even though I have not shared any water or food with the other person, still the person felt very happy. That's all I wanted to share. Thank you, sir. So it was the need of the self. It was qualitative. Am I right? Thank you.
Yeah, you are very much true. Very, very right also. Thank you so much for the sharing. And this is very much encouraging for the students also who are sitting over here. They'll be getting much benefited by your sharing for sure. Because happiness, when we have this happiness, we have also seen in the previous meeting that happiness is to be in a state of harmony. So when I am in harmony, then only I can share my harmony or happiness with the other.
Yes,
The other is also, yeah, the other is also going to feel harmonious inside if he or she is not in harmony. But when we share this, automatically this feeling is being transferred through our expressions.
Yeah.
And as you said very rightly, the self is there, self is continuous. The body, it is temporary, as you can see. The need as well as activities and the responses are also temporary for the body, but self is continuous. So when this feeling is transferred to the other through our right expressions, then the other will also be in harmony. Nice, Didi. Thank you so much for the sharing. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So very good. We have been exploring nicely. So we have sharing from students as well as faculty members here. You all can see that we are not just the body, but we are coexistence of self and body. The need of the body are temporary, whereas the need of the self, they are continuous and qualitative. So are these needs of different types or same type? Now it is a straightforward question to all of us, but still we can respond. Are these needs same or different? Different types. Nice. Are both types of needs? Yeah, and still, yeah, different. Very nice. Are both types of needs important? Do we want fulfillment of both types of needs? Yes. Yes. Nice. So we can explore that. Both the types of needs are important. The needs of the body as well as the needs of the self are important. And we want fulfillment of both types of needs. Yeah, yes, sir. Happiness for self, food for nurturing the body. Yes, true answer. Nice. Thank you. We can say this. Are we working to fulfill both types of needs? This is the very critical question now. Now we know what we want to be. So both types of the needs are different and both types of needs are important. We want to fulfill them. But now the question is, are we working to fulfill it? Amresh is typing no, and Ansel is typing yes. So this is a mixed response. When we say we are working to fulfill both types of needs, the temporary needs of the, yeah, so this is typing mostly we work for physical facilities. Yeah. Most of us, including me, work mostly or most of the time for physical facilities. But when you look at the self, yeah, physical facilities, but not sufficient on both sides. Yeah. We have to work for the body also, that is for physical facilities. At the same time, we have to see ourselves and work for continuity of happiness, the needs of the self also. Yeah. Sushma Kumarji is typing linked with each other. When fulfill our needs, then self happiness is coming. Yeah. We explore further with regard to this. What is the priority between the needs of the self and the needs of the body now? We can see mixed responses now. Yeah. Adlerji is typing, we do not fully know what our body really needs. Well, if you do not fully know what our body really needs, who is taking the decision? Is it the self or the body? The needs of the body is the decision upon the needs of the body. How much is required for the body? Is it taken by the self or the body? Self. We will discuss about self-regulation sooner than later. Yeah. And that is the responsibility for in the self, or feeling in the self for the body. How much intake is required for the body can be decided by the self with responsibility. We discuss about that in a little bit later now. Ashutosh is typing needs of different type. Both are important. Nice. So what is the priority between the needs of the self and needs of body? Some of you are typing self in the previously. So you can type in the chat box. If it is self first and body second, you can just type S, B. Otherwise, you can type B, S. S, B. Needs of self together with needs of the body. Yeah, many of you are typing S, B. So that means right understanding and right feeling in the self. We will discuss about that. Is going to, yeah, the activity is going to come sooner than later. Happiness in the self, physical facility in the body, in that priority. Nice, very good. So the needs are fulfilled, as many of you have rightly pointed out. Needs are fulfilled by physiochemical things in the body. Many of them are not having right understanding. Many of us, let's say, Srinivas Rubhaya, we can just say, many of us are not having right understanding. So let us work together to have this right understanding and right feeling. So the body, the needs of the body are fulfilled mostly by the physiochemical things, whereas the needs of the self are fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. All of us are working towards this, and we are at different levels. There are some of us who have reached this right understanding and right feeling level. So we have to help, guidance from them. Most of us are in the travel, in the path. Is my voice audible? In my,
Yeah, it was lost for one couple of seconds, and now it's audible.
It's audible. Thank you. So the needs of the self by right understanding and right feeling. And yeah, now it's low. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Now it's fine.
Okay. Thank you. Right. The needs of the body are fulfilled by physiochemical things. That's what we say. Yeah, Vaishali is typing, when self is in harmony, body will not get pain by doing work, and also do work with full attention. Well, who is taking the decision whether the body has to work or not? Whether I have to use the body to work or not, that decision is made by whom? Self. Yeah. Vaishali, very true. This is your observation, very true. The pain, if the body feels pain, then we can decide not to work. And as you said, rightly said, when the self is in harmony, the pain will be reduced, much reduced. When your self is in harmony, that automatically is transferred to the body also, to the work in the body also. That's what you say. That's true. Nice. So the needs of the body cannot be fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling alone. That is the next proposal here. Can you see this? The needs of the self, yeah. Thank you, Ji, Vaishali ji. The needs of the body cannot be fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling alone. Does it mean that the needs of the body can be fulfilled partially by right understanding and right feeling? As we have discussed just now, physical facilities are required to fulfill, physiochemical things are required to fulfill the needs of the body. But we also require right understanding and right feeling. Why do we say that? Do we need to say this? Because it's already told in as a proposal here that the needs of the self are fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. But then why this proposal here? The needs of the body cannot be fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling alone. The decision regarding how much physiochemical things are required to the body is taken by whom? It needs food, shelter, clothing. True, Didi. But how much is required? How much physiochemical things are required in terms of food, shelter, clothing, other intakes? This is decided by whom? The body itself or the self? Self. How much will be decided by the self with, yeah, self decide, with a feeling of self-regulation. Technology, mic is provided to you. Good evening.
Self decides, sir.
Self decides. Yeah, nice.
Good evening. Namaste, Dr. Sunil.
Namaste, namaste, Bhaiya.
Sir.
Anything else would you like to share right now?
Sir, I have a small question, sir, whether it is relevant or not. If you permit me, I put forward, sir.
Yeah. Please.
Does aging matter, sir? This decision taken by the self. Suppose organs of the body, as age grows, they also become inactive, sometimes dull. Does self decides things, sir?
Age is not decided by the self. What do you see? Is age decided by the self or the body? Aging of the body,
Yes, sir.
has self any control upon this? What do you think?
No, sir.
No.
No.
Right. So the body is a material, as we have been discussing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, physiochemical thing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And it has aging, as if the chair in which you are sitting, it also has age.
Yes. No.
There is material changes happening in the chair.
Yes, yes, sir.
You can see if it is made of plastic, for example. I don't know
Yes.
if it is a material, but after some time you can see the plastic degrades.
Yes, yes, sir.
If it is metal, it changes its stature after some time. Wood,
Yes.
it also changes. Likewise, body also.
Position postures also.
Yeah.
Sir. Good, sir. And I thought that when body becomes dull or decreases as age grows, self cooperates or body cooperates with the self. That is
The purpose for which the self is associated with the body or coexists with the body is for its evolution.
yes. Some students used to ask me, sir.
Yeah.
Good.
Later we are going to see that the self uses the body as its instrument.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
So with self-regulation, the body can be nurtured, rightly utilized by the self for the
Yes,
evolution purpose. Evolution
Yes.
of the right understanding of the self. Nice.
Thank
At
you,
one
thank
point in time, the self says that the body is useless, so it dissociates with the body.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. Yeah. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir,
G.
can I share?
Yeah, please.
I experienced two kinds of fatigue, tiresomeness. One was I didn't want to do a work. When I thought of the work only, I felt tired. And one more was I worked, I was climbing. After climbing, I still wanted to climb, but my body was really tired. I had to stop for some time and then proceed. So these were two different fatigues that I experienced. Then I thought for myself, the self, if I'm feeling tired without working, that means I am thinking something which is not the right understanding. Am I right, sir?
G, can you just repeat the first thing? Second thing I understood.
Second thing is I climbed.
Yeah,
The
I
body
understood that,
felt
but the first
tired.
one, first thing. Yeah,
I wanted to climb. Still, I wanted to climb. So, first one is when I thought of maybe writing a big report.
Oh yeah.
I felt tired even before starting the report. And that was I knew it was in myself. Myself doesn't want to start doing that work. When thinking of the whole report, the self is feeling diffident, and therefore it is that fatigue is totally transferred. I can call it laziness. So I thought the same thing may be happening when we have to study for an exam, and we keep postponing until it becomes really so urgent to study for the exam. That way, that is that is not the actual fatigue of the body, but it is induced by it is in the self, which could be overcome with right understanding.
Very true, Didi, very true. This is something which is giving light to the students also.
Yeah.
With right understanding, we can plan to study for the examination and plan to write reports, as you said. But this, let's say, the feeling of laziness is also a feeling in the self, which you can overcome through right understanding. And with for right utilization of the body, as you said, in the second example, climbing up. So after some time, you feel tired, the body is passing sensation to the self, and the self decides to give some rest to this instrument, which is the body. And after, when this fatigue is removed for some time, or rather when it is overcome for some time, after some time, then you can continue doing the same activity, the body activity. Even for writing a report, and even for, say, studying purpose, the body is used as an instrument. Brain is required for the study purpose, because the self and the body are in direct connection through the brain. And for writing the report, we require not only the brain, but the hands also. So there, the decision is taken by the self with right understanding, how much time is there, and how to rightly utilize the time with the body to accomplish the particular task. Very nice. That's a nice sharing, Diri. So we have almost coming to the time. There are 2-3 minutes left. So we maybe stop here when this slide is complete. I suppose maybe a couple of things are more there. The needs of the body cannot be fulfilled by right understanding, right feeling alone. So we have to, the self has to decide with right understanding, as Didi was just telling, how much physicochemical things are required for the body. But right understanding and feeling are not, they alone are not sufficient for the needs of the body. The needs of the self cannot be fulfilled by physicochemical things, on the other hand. The self is not energized because of the physicochemical things. The self is getting fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. And both types of needs have to be understood separately. Both types of needs have to be fulfilled separately. All of us are working towards that. Now, in living, what is the priority? Is the priority going to the needs of the self or the needs of the body? In which order? And how much time and effort is spent for right understanding and right feelings? How much time and effort is spent for physical facility? So we can keep these questions open, and let us make these 2 questions as our assignment for the day. We can see how much time, what is the priority in our present day living, how much effort are we putting forth for the needs of the self and the needs of the body, and how much time and effort is spent for right understanding and right feelings. 24 hours are there in a day. We can observe and write down on your say UHV notebook. This 24 hours in a day, how do we split that, and what are the activities which are happening or which we have been doing in these 24 hours? Maybe sleeping for some time. We can just say from, say, night 10 o'clock to morning 6 o'clock or morning 5 o'clock you are sleeping. Then after 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, when you get up from the bed, what are your activities? You can just review one day, just say today or the previous day, and you can see how much time is spent for this activity, that activity, like that. And then you can finally see the activity which is specified. Is it for the self or is it for the body? Is it for right understanding and right feelings, or is it for physical facility? Let this be an assignment for the day, and we will discuss in the next meeting the activities of the self and body, the responses of the self and body, and hence how to understand the human being on the basis of these proposals. Well, if anyone is having any questions or sharing, we can take a couple of minutes. Yeah, I can see there is no hands raised, and it is already time 8:30. So, Parishit Bhaiya, over to you for the concluding remarks. Thank you very much for the patient listening. Thank you so much. Namaste. Jagadish Bhaiya is there? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sunil Bhaiya, for the informative and elaborative session. It was very nice. And we can see there is more interaction from the students and also the faculty and co-explorers. So yeah, with this assignment open, and we'll keep on exploring the content. And thank you very much for your time and then explorations sharing with us. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Namaste.
Namaste.
We'll meet in the next Wednesday, 7:30 with the content.
Thank you, sir. Very nice. Good talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you.